Welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is From the Sidelines. And as we do it every time this week, we're going to talk about the round of NRL that's just been played, but we're also going to talk about State of Origin.
Yes.
Coming up, we're only a few weeks away, and we're going to talk about our backlines. Mm-hmm. Now, there will be some surprises in there, I have no doubt.
Only from Tom.
Contention.
Only from Tom.
Only from Tom. And given the injuries...
it's likely to change next week.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. If there's even a team to be had by the time we get there. But anyway, we're going to do that. So stay watching out for that. Stay watching out for that wonderful episode of our State of Origin teams. And then you can comment on Facebook and laugh at us.
Oh, only Tom.
Gentlemen, how are you tonight?
I'm hurt now.
He's hurt now, okay.
I'm good.
He's crying.
I'm good. And you, Brian?
But was there a round of football?
Yeah, you switched off after Thursday and didn't care, did you?
I hate Thursday night football. No. Yeah, and actually I don't like Thursday night football, and I hate it when your team plays.
Yes. And you hate it even more when your team loses.
Yes. Highlights for the weekend. Were there any?
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to say. I think...
who you barrack for.
I think highlight was the Sharks beating the Storm at Amy Park without Nico Hines, without hang on, who's their 5'8"? Will Kennedy,
and without Harry Grant.
No, that was Braden Trindle.
Braden Trindle, sorry, yeah.
Just Brayley playing in the house.
It was. I thought that was against a team that's been on top for way too long. Oh, it was phenomenal.
What do you mean way too long?
I don't like the Storm. I don't like the Sharks either. I don't like any of them.
You don't like anyone.
No, that's true.
Tom, highlight for you?
Can't
be Roosters. Anything but the Roosters.
Took my wife out to...
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
So if it's not nice. The Roosters, it's got nothing to do with football.
Correct.
Well, you pretty much summed it up.
That's right. Okay, so let's get into the round of games. And Thursday night started out with a Dolphins 30, Manly Seagulls 24.
We're getting better. We only blew a 14-point lead.
No, I think you blew a 20-point lead. Wasn't it 20-0 at one stage?
No, that was last week.
Oh, that was last week. Okay, that's why you're getting better.
Oh, my goodness. What do you say? Hang on.
And Tom is down.
Tom's down.
For what, 7 weeks or something?
And we are going to have a talk about...
No, we're not.
We are going to have a talk about a few incidences that happened throughout the weekend. Yeah. Harry Grant, for example, and the penalty that Tom milked.
He did milk.
or no, actually, in his defence, probably Cherry Evans milked. But anyway, let's talk about the game first.
Yep. All right, what do you want to know?
Why?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. We've been saying it now for about 3 years. Well, I've been saying it for about 3 years. The teams that play for 80 minutes win games.
Well, that's obvious. Yep.
But in the past, I think there were games that slowed down for 20 minutes and half an hour, or there was a first half was exceptional and then it was a bit average. There are some teams in this comp that play for 80 minutes and they win games, and I hate that it's the Dolphins at this moment in time.
So the first 26 minutes, Manly score 3 tries, and look like they're going to
run away with it,
roll on with it.
Well, which is the same as we did against Canberra, the same as we did against Parramatta. Yeah, that's
right. And then
right.
For the 34th minute to the 38th minute, the Dolphins score 3 tries.
And they'd already scored 1 before that.
Yeah. Now I've got to say,
I don't know.
They were impressive. I thought they looked really good, and for a team that has a lot of injuries, they weren't too bad.
Well, can I just say, I didn't think they looked good at all. I just thought we were terrible.
Their fullback was superb.
Chip and Chase.
Yeah,
it was a beauty.
The guy who's going to be in reserve grade next week.
Trey Fuller.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That little chip and it was that little chip and chase was superb.
Yeah.
You're
right. I think that you've nailed it. They play for 80 minutes.
Yep.
And everybody's talked about Bennett having a very, very simple game plan.
Yep.
High completions for 80 minutes, and your opportunities will come, and that's what's happened.
Yep.
Yeah. And they play a hard style of football. I mean, they play hard.
Yeah, they play simple. They play what's in front of them. I don't know. I've got nothing. I've got no reason for my team continuing to blow leads.
Yeah, because they're getting out to leads.
They hit a lead, and then they go into a shell, and they decide to not play anymore, and they decide to defend. And
got to be frustrating.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Like you're up. You're right. They were up 3 tries to 1 inside of 20 minutes,
And
they looked like they were going to score another 5.
And when you see Mark Nichols run 20 metres to score a try, you know your defence is in trouble. I mean, it's one thing for him to hit the line and go over, but
no, it wasn't.
only,
but did you notice it wasn't only him? There were 3 of them there.
Yeah, I know.
Could have just. Who will we pass it to?
Yeah. And he's the slowest of them, and your defence wasn't there. Let's talk about. I really want to talk about this penalty that Tom Trebojevic
Bromwich tapping him on the face.
And it was a tap.
Oh, look, you can't judge intent. That's what you say. That you've said that a million times.
Yes.
You've said
no, you can't. Judge
there are players that come out and there's accidental arms and eyes and fingers to the faces and things, and you always say you can't judge intent.
No,
you know
you
what?
can't judge intent.
I'm sorry, hit him in the head. End of story.
It was innocuous.
It was innocuous.
You can't judge intent, but there was no intent in it.
It was. No, you can't judge that, Steve.
He put his hand out. Seriously.
The interesting thing, though, is you're saying there's got to be interpretation. And all the big complaints are there's too much interpretation of the rules.
No, I'm saying at that point, when it's that low, it should be looked at and just said, seriously. Nope. It wasn't. And not only that, the referee actually didn't pick it up.
No, of course not.
It was because
this is your pet peeve.
This is my pet peeve. Because Tom dropped the ball, and so Cherry Evans says, "Oh, I want to review," because he knew he tapped him on the face.
Yep.
And if there was ever a love tap in a game,
Bromwich didn't get binned, did he?
No.
He got put on report. Has he got fined?
No.
I hope not.
I
don't think so.
I don't know. I haven't checked that.
Yeah. Okay.
But seriously, I mean, the game's getting a bit.
It's average, isn't it? There were some very average calls.
Yeah.
Let's go on to Bluebet Stadium, where the Panthers 16 beat the Bulldogs 10, and I think the Bulldogs did well
by the skin of their teeth.
I don't know. I think Penrith always seemed to be in charge, but you know what? It wasn't a blowout, and I think a lot of people thought it would be a blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the Bulldogs acquitted themselves well. But you know, maybe the lack of Cleary is starting to tell on them. Maybe plus they've lost those other players throughout the last couple of years.
Yeah, but let's face it. That first half, they were on fire. The Panthers were on fire. Cleary was doing nothing wrong, and if he'd stayed on and continued to wear them down, his game management was exceptional.
Yeah,
and you know, if he'd stayed on, that would have been.
It could have been a lot more.
It could have been a lot more. I'm not denigrating the Bulldogs. They hung in it with the Panthers. So
yeah.
Any incident you want to whinge about in that game?
It's not a whinge, Brian. It is a statement of fact that the game is getting a bit soft.
So no whinges from that game. That was a hard game, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Then Dylan Edwards had another exceptional game.
Yeah, he did. Interesting. All right. What do you think of the Dogs? The Dogs showed intent, but they just seem to be lacking.
They've not got
something.
They've not got a game manager.
No, you're probably right.
If they had a top game manager, I think that would be actually. They'd probably be very, very good.
And I think that's why they put Hutchison in there, because while he's not a game manager, he's a solid 7, and that allows Burton to play more freely.
Yep.
But I think they're probably overachieved as far as I'm concerned at this point in the season. So they'd have to be happy that they're actually doing.
The Dogs, you mean?
I think they're doing better than I expected them. Really, they're in and around the 8. I think is a pretty good performance for them at the moment.
7th at the moment, or 8th?
I think they've dropped to 9th, I think, or something.
Correct. 9th on for and against.
Yeah.
Oh no, just 9th full stop.
9th full stop. All right, let's go to to Broncos 30, Parramatta Eels 14. And I've got to say, I think the Eagles were unlucky.
Unlucky.
The Broncos had 2 intercept tries scored 2 intercept tries.
Yeah.
which pulls it back. If they don't go, you're now talking about 18-14. Everything kept going the way of the Broncos. And look, you make your own luck.
Let's look at it this way. Possession, won by Parramatta.
Yep.
Time in possession, won by Parramatta. Completion rate, well, the Broncos are up. All runs, Parramatta. All meters, Parramatta.
Yep.
Post contact meters,
Yep.
Parramatta. Line breaks, even. Tackle breaks, Parramatta. Average distance per set, Parramatta.
Yep.
Kick return meters, Parramatta.
Yep.
Play the ball, equal. Like,
And there was one stage.
how did they lose 30-14?
That's what I'm saying. I think at one stage, halfway through the game, they'd had 4 tackles. The Broncos had 4 tackles in the Parramatta 20-metre mark.
Imagine if Gutho
it's-
and Moses had been there. I think they could have easily won that.
It just seemed
They're missing that class.
And Parramatta were trying. They just seemed unlucky.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if it was luck or not, but I just think their class was missing. You know, they won the stats because their effort was there, but they're just missing their class. You know.
What do we think about Blaze Talangi?
He's a bit of a talent, isn't he? That's
Just
all
a
I got to
bit.
say. Bit of a talent. I like that. I like their the young fella they got playing at 5'8".
Yeah,
Ethan
Ethan Sanders.
Yep, he looks fantastic.
They're going to struggle to keep him. That's
Well,
the
he's
problem.
gone. He's gone to Blaze Slangy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why you reckon Souths are interested?
as a fullback.
Yeah.
No.
So Sanders has gone to Raiders.
Sanders has gone to the Raiders already. Yeah.
Yeah. Why would South want him?
Well, you don't have a fullback.
Yes, we
Oh,
do.
who?
Joe Gray.
Oh, right.
Changed his tune, hasn't he?
No, I've been saying for weeks Joe Gray should be fullback.
Dear.
Look, if Blaze came to Souths and said, "I want to play for you guys," I'll take what you offer me, you know, as a contract price. You would have no hesitation. I think if he was to go to any club, you'd have no hesitation.
Oh, I know, I agree.
Especially a club with a busted number 1.
But anyway, you know he wouldn't go to either. He'd go to the Roosters.
Yeah, of
because
course. Yeah.
Everyone goes
Yeah.
to the Roosters.
Yeah.
We don't need him.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, you
buy
don't
him
need
anyway.
Titan. You don't need
David
Feder
Fafita
either.
but you're bought in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Scully Park, Newcastle Knights 20, West Tigers 14.
Yeah. I wasn't enthused by this game.
No, it wasn't a very good game.
You know, I was still angry about Thursday night. So a couple of days later, my anger's starting to subside at this point. But there was I don't know. I couldn't get into this game. I'm really sorry for any Tigers and Knights fans out there. It was just
It was a bludger of a game.
yeah.
It really was. It
And-
didn't seem to go anywhere. I mean, the Knights did enough to win it, but
For our international viewers, you need to explain the word bludger.
Our international viewers.
we have international
He
viewers.
knows. He knows. He knows. You know,
Bludger. Not very good.
I was wondering where you're going to go for a second then. Yeah, it was average.
What's a bludger in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ball.
Oh, it's a ball. Well, not a very good ball.
Interestingly, you know, the Knights keep winning without Ponga.
Yes, I know. That's 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And that young fullback they've got in that Armstrong,
Yeah, he's good.
He was good.
he's not a bad prospect, is he? What an age of good fullbacks we've got at the moment.
We
Though.
do have a lot of
Anyway.
good fullbacks.
We do. You're right.
Yeah.
Not at the Tigers though. Oh, the Tigers have got a good fullback.
Oh, Jerry
Yeah,
Buller's
Jerome Buller's
probably
good.
the best player.
Well, no, I like that 5'8" Lachlan
What do you-
Galvin.
I want to ask
Oh, anyway,
left
we off
field
topic.
question.
Yeah.
Adam Dewey. What did the
Ooh.
Tigers do with Adam Dewey?
Offer him $150,000.
Oh, that's
Insulting.
That
No,
is
it
insulting.
Absolutely is. It's not
um,
his fault that his knee went
I'd
under.
take him back at the Bunnies any day.
yeah, I like
When
it.
he plays, he's good.
I think he's
Yeah.
I think he's a competitor.
And he played really well at centres, I remember. He was a really good centre.
I'd take him as a 14.
Yeah.
I think he's exceptional.
So why don't the Tigers want him? I mean, they could use someone with his skills.
Well, look at the decisions they've made in the last few
Yeah,
years.
I know, but I mean, maybe he's pushing to say no. I want to be 5'8", and Benji Marshall's saying, "Well, no, you're not going to be."
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
But what they need to do is sit him down and say, "Listen, we want you to stay, but you won't be 5'8", but we want to use you like this. We want to use you in the centres. We want to use you at 14."
Yep.
So he's too good a player to say, "See you later."
If you've got a 14 on the bench, his size, who can play fullback, centre, 5'8", and lock,
Yep.
you've won.
That's right.
Yep.
Like, seriously, like, have a look at the impact that, up until the last couple of games, Dylan Walker's had.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. He comes in, he plays as a roving lock, he plays 5'8", he can play centre. He fills the holes that need to be filled, and the team looks better.
Connor Watson can do that too.
Yep. Anyway, don't know.
All right, so what's a word that is worse than bludger
Well, I don't know
that we can use to describe the next game?
Well, the next game you could use
Stinker?
exceptional if you're a South supporter and a Root Dragon supporter.
Oh, it wasn't exceptional. It wasn't a good game. Neither. Yeah. Well, look.
Well,
Dragons 28, South Sydney Rabbitohs 14. And guys, I know you're going to hammer me about Latrell, so get it out of the way. Let's go.
no. Why would we hammer you? You got so many.
He was on a high-
Tom hammered me during the game.
He was
so-
on a hiding to nothing.
Who?
Latrell.
Of course he was.
He was supposed to come out and be the saviour, according to most.
Yeah, I don't know
most
who
people.
keeps saying those
Um,
things. He's not
but-
going to be.
He just showed how ill-equipped and
See,
as a fullback, he's
not-
ill-equipped to be a
but
fullback.
throughout
He was-
the weekend, there were players who did a bad job doing something.
Yep.
You know, Valentine Holmes drops the ball over the
Yeah.
line. The St George fullback wasn't in the position where South ended up scoring a try. Everyone does something bad.
Yes,
Agreed.
but not with such consistency as the
Well,
problem.
he tries
Well,
hard.
Look, I'm not.
do it.
I'm not doubting he's not trying. There were a couple of beautiful silky touches down the other end of the field, but when he gets the ball, more often than not, he hands it off. When a couple of tries were scored, he was nowhere to be seen. Tommy and Tedesco would have been all over that. Dylan Edwards would have been
come on,
all
seriously.
over them.
Both of those have missed tackle.
He jogged
because
towards the
when
tries.
when a fullback is told to sit in the defensive line when they're attacking on, he's never going to be somewhere else. It's
Well,
not
then
gonna happen.
why is he
He doesn't
told to
have
do
the
that? Because he's the only one who does.
He's not. Every fullback sits
He
in
doesn't
the
have the
defensive
condition.
line
No.
when they're
Yeah,
attacking line.
yeah, that's right.
Look
And
at-
every other fullback watches where the ball's going and ends up being there,
Tommy,
No, they don't.
except for
Tedesco.
except for
I'll
Latrell.
point
He's,
out.
he's not a fullback.
I don't disagree with you.
What?
just
No,
they're
I've-
out of options at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's
I've
right.
said, I've said for a long time that I don't think he should be fullback.
He-
I think the other
When's
guy
Johnson
should be
back?
fullback. Next week.
So he should go to fullback, and you put Latrell.
No,
in
Oh,
separate.
Johnson's not a great option
No.
at fullback either.
Johnson's a worse an option. I love him on the wing. He's not a good fullback.
Well, I think.
Couldn't be worse.
Can I just say, I think Johnson, without any disrespect to Souths and Ben Hornby, who I know watches the show,
He does.
I think Johnson should be a fullback because you want Latrell to be in the centres.
No, we want Latrell to have his hands on the ball. The problem is
No.
he does pass it off quite a bit.
Well, yeah, no. Latrell in attack. Latrell, what did he do? He touched the ball in the first half like 4 times, scored a try and set one up.
Yep.
Like, that's the kind of stuff he does.
Yeah,
He needs to be
but-
doing the Joey Manu role.
But if
roving
you
around.
you can't be a fullback and touch the ball 4 times.
No.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and half the problem is they don't get they're not getting that go forward out of your back. Out of
Do we say anything about Souths? About the Dragons?
yeah,
let's
I
not
thought
worry
they played.
about
I thought
Souths.
they played well.
yeah.
Yeah, they were all right. Let them go. They went all right. They played to their capacity for
I
the
think
full 8
Jaden
minutes.
Sewer had an exceptional game,
Yeah.
which he
Yes.
usually does when he plays against South.
And Lomax has continued. his
And
good
Lomax is just, I don't know
Yep.
where his head's at.
form. Yeah.
Why are you going to the Eels?
He's
I mean, he's such a
winger.
good winger.
No, he doesn't want to be a winger.
Mind you, he's such a good centre. I'd put him in centre because I think he's
Alright.
playing that well. But yeah, it was a bit of a bludger of a game, to be honest with you.
Yep.
And
Stinker.
I gotta say, those people who were abusing Mitchell and Cody Walker, please find another sport.
Yeah,
Never on.
I agree.
Seriously,
And
It shows your intelligence.
Look,
Yeah.
Steve and I disagree. I'm happy to boo as much as I
I
like
don't
and
boo.
everything else,
Yep.
but you can't you don't. That's just wrong.
Can't vilify something.
It's
what
wrong.
hurts is it was coming from South supporters and St George supporters.
Really?
It's just
Yeah, it was.
wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I
never
don't
do
get it.
There's an article in today's paper where one of the reporters was there with a mate of his and who's Indigenous. And by the way, I'm wearing the South.
Indigenous.
This is the I had to buy the moo size, which I didn't have to. I found out, but it's just too big. All of a sudden, Souths have changed jersey suppliers, and they're now bigger than what they should be. But anyway,
right.
this is the Indigenous
Anyway.
jersey.
Yeah.
But anyway, this reporter was here was there with an Indigenous mate, and they just ended up walking out at half time. They decided they weren't even going to go and move to another part of the. They're on the hill.
It's
They
just
gotta
wrong.
Stop doing it. If you're going to do it, find another sport.
Yeah,
We don't like
that's
it.
right. Get staffed. We don't want you.
Yep. Okay, let's
Well
go
put.
to Cronulla 25, Storm 18, and I'll tell you what,
Oh wow.
Harry Grant, we're going to talk about another embarrassing moment for the game. But let's talk about the game first. What do you think of the Sharks and the Storm?
Jesus, as I said, my highlight of the week. Like, I'm not a Sharks fan by any stretch of the imagination. They were very good.
They were without Nico Hines.
They rolled and rolled and rolled. Everything. I must admit, and I actually don't think everything went their way. I think the refereeing was pretty even-handed with errors. And I know perhaps they got a little bit of a leg up with Harry Grant off the field, but they'd already taken control of that game.
Yeah.
And what do you say? That was a performance and a half.
2 crash plays by new players to their team. Oregon Kafusi, who was at Parramatta, but wasn't ever featured. He's been playing really well for the Sharks. And Tapua came from the Roosters, and he seems to be finding his place as well.
Well, Oregon Kafusi about 4 years ago was the next big thing.
Right.
I think sometimes we just forget it takes a while for props and halves to mature. So somebody's paid him for 4 years to be an average player, and now he's finally realising his potential, and the Sharks are getting the benefit.
The food bill at the Sharks to feed their forwards is going to be enormous because
big boys.
They've got Toby Rudolph. They're getting Adam Fanua-Blake.
Oh.
They've got Hamlin Ueli.
Yep.
They've got Royce Hunt.
Yep. They're
They're
big units.
boys.
Yeah. Big units.
Big boy. And Tommy Hazleton.
He's not
who's
little.
apparently related to the lady at the post office at Wilberforce.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
She was talking about him.
We'll get him on the show.
She's a Roosters fan. The post office.
No.
Yeah.
All right,
We're not going to get him on the
Steve,
show.
we're not going to do anything. All right, come on, bring up your whinge this time.
Excuse me, seriously. This was Harry Grant
Yep.
taking or attempting to put pressure on a kicker. The kicker kicked him in the hip, and Harry gets sent to the bin.
In the thigh.
In the thigh.
Can't touch their legs.
He didn't.
That's the rule.
He didn't touch
Can't
his
touch
legs.
their
We
legs.
certainly didn't attempt to.
He didn't
to do
attempt
it.
to.
Yeah.
Seriously, are you saying that's okay? Are you seriously saying
I'm
that's
saying
okay?
under the current rules of the game, that's okay.
I don't think a sin bin was I don't think it was worthy of a sin bin, and I don't think too many of them are, to be honest. I think
That's right.
penalty on report.
We had this conversation many weeks ago when Ilias broke his leg.
Yep.
And even though he broke his leg, it was like, well, what are you supposed to do? Just let him kick. Like,
Well,
how do you do that? And then the next week, Sean Johnson, I don't know, broke his leg in 16 places when Alawai tackled him, and then took the kick the next minute.
that's right. Because so what we're
So-
teaching players to do is if you get
is
touched,
stay
fall
down.
down and milk it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Sandon Smith ran out of the line at Dylan Walker.
Yep.
And Dylan Walker came out with a sore ankle. I don't know whether he's seriously injured or not, but basically the kid was running straight at him, and he was kicking crossways, and he was aiming high. He wasn't aiming at his leg. He got a week for the first offence. I think that's just ridiculous.
So I want to propose a rule change.
Oh.
If this is the way we're going to go, I want to propose a rule change. On the fifth tackle, if you pass the ball to the halfback, you have to have nominate a designated kicker.
Ugh.
If that's the halfback, you give it to the halfback. No one's allowed to put pressure on him, but he must kick and cannot run. Because the only way you're going to stop this stupid stuff is by saying, fine, you can't touch him, but you also can't run the ball, you've got to kick
Do you
it.
expect the opposition to actually be able to process all that in that time?
I don't see why not. If you know who the kicker, if you know it's going to Nico Hines and he can't
Can
run.
I say this is Steve's rule? Because that's the dumbest thing I've heard.
No, it's not. The dumbest thing you've heard is someone being sent to the bin for not even touching the player.
He touched him.
Or for Travojevic being slapped in the face and...
And then
Hey,
Sandon
seriously.
Smith gets a week, and Grant gets binned, and then gets a fine.
I know.
So
Seriously.
where's the balance there?
All we're doing is teaching players to stay down. So, and you know what? On 360 the other day, James Graham says, you know what's going to happen? As soon as I get touched in the face, I'm going to knock the ball on.
Yeah, that's right.
My captain's going to say, I want to challenge it. You'll see I'll get hit in the face and I'll get a
And
penalty.
they won't be looking at the knock on, they'll be looking at what happened.
That's
before
right.
it. Yeah.
So if we're going down that path, then we need a rule to fix it.
Yeah.
But anyway, look,
Agreed on that.
Cronulla did very, very well.
Yep.
All right, off my soapbox. Oh. Roosters 38, Warriors 18.
Where do you groan when you hear that?
Oh, just
It's a good score.
It's just a painful thing to read out every
Hello.
week.
I'm wondering how many incidents Steve's going to bring up in this game.
I think I slept through this one.
There was a late tackle. There was a kick trip. There
Yes.
was a player taken out kicking the ball.
They
Nothing.
got
Nothing.
fined. They
The
got
Roosters,
Oh,
fined.
hang on.
the
I've
Roosters,
only just announced
the Roosters
it.
got no penalty for
They
any of
got
that.
fined.
Why don't you let me speak first?
Go. Because there was another one that I can't remember now. Can you remember the fourth one? It was
No, I
Lindsay
can't.
Collins. I can't remember what he did.
No.
Like 4 incidents that in any other game would have been a sin bin.
There
Play
are,
on.
look, I got. We did talk about this a couple of weeks ago. There are teams that seem to get the luck of the draw when it comes. So
Yeah.
Penrith, Australia,
And we're not
talking about football.
We're not
Penrith,
saying the Roosters.
Melbourne,
Wait,
Roosters.
hang on. We're not saying the Roosters were bad, but there were 4 incidents in that game that could have been 4 sin bins, and there were none.
I think you're stretching with 4 sin bins. I
Did
don't
you
think
see
it
the
was
trip?
4 sin bins.
The
That-
trip
yes.
was like a Fanningham kick to his groin.
Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding.
I can't believe
back
that.
and watch.
I can't believe that you
Honestly,
would even be
you have
defending that.
No memory at all,
no,
honestly.
you can, and the game is also. Don't think that was the only trip of the weekend.
Well, no, but that was the most obvious big one.
Honestly, if we're now
Yeah.
allowing trips, you
Yeah.
can't touch a guy on the cheek,
Yep.
but we are happy to have people
Yeah.
tripping. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
come on.
Anyway,
So can we talk about the
ridiculous.
football?
We are
Yeah.
talking about the football.
Yeah, we are.
Didn't this
Oh, right,
happen
okay.
through the game?
Yeah. Isn't that what happened? Weren't the Roosters continually indiscretion and then got away with it and then won?
Okay, so the Warriors.
Move on.
Why have the wheels fallen off the Warriors? Who, by the way, I predicted a few weeks ago should be grand finalists. So that's another story.
You went off a bit early, Steve. Sean Johnson. He's busted. And it's obvious.
Yeah, but you know what? The last 10 weeks, it hasn't always just relied on Sean Johnson to get him over games. So maybe they need to not play him.
Mm.
Well, he's now got a
Because-
back injury.
So he's not
probably
going
left
to.
out
Well,
for
that's
that.
the chicken wing that should have been
Oh,
penalised.
that's right,
already-
the chicken
He was
wing.
already injured before that.
I forgot the chicken wing. Yeah, but
He
it
was already injured.
It was.
Yeah, but he got $1,000.
Oh, my goodness.
$1,200.
Was that a chicken wing, Tom?
It was bordering on a chicken wing. He was already injured.
The Rooster's chicken wing.
It was
And
already
doesn't-
injured.
I forgot the
KFC
chicken
twin
wing.
pack.
It was the
trust
chicken
me.
wing, the kick, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Kiri should have been severely penalised for that. But anyway.
So, football-wise, the first 4 tries were you got to admit they were tremendous tries.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I was honestly, I thought you guys were going to win by 6.
Me too. And I was
Same.
actually at lunch with my wife, and the screen was behind me, and I said, "No, I'm not watching. I'm here with you, darling." And then I did see the score.
What
It
kind
was
of a wife would do that to a husband?
22-0. No, she didn't. 22-0 after 13 minutes.
Yes.
And then the score didn't change for the rest of the half.
Yeah.
And we bombed 3 tries. Their hands started to fail them. And I started to get worried because even though we were well ahead, I thought we're going to let the Warriors back into this game. And look, as it turned out, they'd already done enough to seal the game. There were a couple of nice plays. I think there was a set play straight off the scrum, going right. I think Manu gets the ball, but Sam Walker gets the ball, passes to Manu, runs right past him. He passes back to him, and then they throw it to Dom Young. That was a set play. It was absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, Sammy Walker picks up a loose ball, gives it to Dom Young, runs down. And I've got to say, Dallin was telling you, he was exceptional with his speed, the way he actually mowed Dom Young down. But then you get this exceptional halfback who gets the ball and thinks, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to do a cronk. And he kicks it across the field to Juicy scores. I thought that was an exceptional genius moment, honestly. Look,
it hurts to say, but they played well.
I was concerned about the fact that they didn't keep it going, but they did enough, and they actually left some points on the field. So, they played through. It was good. Yeah.
Seabus Super Stadium, Gold Coast Titans just hung on against North Queensland 18. It was 20 to 6 with about...
It was 20 to 0.
Yeah, with about 10 minutes to go or something.
Yeah.
Go the Titans.
But mind you, the Titans had massive injuries. They were reshuffling their team all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they were down... Were they down to none on the bench or one on the bench?
It was ridiculous.
Seriously, I mean...
From the bottom of the ladder, so give perspective, from the bottom of the ladder, I think they're turning the corner in terms of, starting to find the team's performance. They'd be lucky to get anywhere near the 8, but I think they're starting to turn the corner with their performances. I think they're actually starting to get things a little bit, and maybe I heard that Des was saying that defence was their big factor, because if you remember the Titans of old, they could score 30 points, but they give away 34. So in the end, it was a pretty good performance. I think some late tries by the Cowboys were probably consolation.
But and I think they were only because the Titans were in a bit of a disarray.
Yeah, sure.
North Queensland are going as poorly as South at the moment, and I don't understand why either.
Yeah.
Well, I like that though.
You're just a hateful person,
Queensland
aren't you?
team.
It's Queensland team. It's a Queensland team.
Hateful person.
Who cares? They're from Queensland.
And
we're moving into the month where we hate all things Queensland.
And the Raiders had the bye.
Yes.
Okay.
Your turn.
Ladder.
Your turn.
All right, Sharks out on front 18, Panthers 16, Storm 16, Dolphins in 4th place on 14, Roosters on 12, Broncos 12, Raiders 12, Manly still in 8 despite our incredibly poor performances with 11 points. Then we've got the Dogs, Knights, Dragons on 10, Cowboys and Eels on 8, Warriors on 7, West Tigers on 6, and Titans on 6.
Okay.
Just let him have it.
That's compassion.
It's
the mercy rule.
Mercy rule.
Yeah, all right.
All right, let's go on to next week's round before we talk State of Origin. So very quickly, we're going to go through these teams. Thursday night. Now this is Magic Round.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So all at Suncorp.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope it doesn't rain, because it'll be just a quagmire by Sunday. Raiders and Bulldogs.
Yep. I'm going to go... No, Tigers Dolphins, isn't it? Oh, no.
No.
Sorry.
Raiders
It's
Bulldogs.
Women's Origin Thursday night. Friday night is...
Let's go. I'm going to go... Well, this is a hard one,
It is.
I'm going to go the Dogs.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Dogs.
Are you?
Yeah, only because the Raiders had the week off last week and the Dogs were gritty.
The team that has the bye usually comes out and wins the week after.
Yeah.
Rules were meant to be broken, Stephen.
So you're picking the Raiders?
No, because South didn't do it. No, yes, I am. I'm going the Raiders.
Going the Dogs.
Yeah. Oh, nah. Dogs.
Sea Eagles and the Broncos. Jeez.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Which Seagulls team's going to show up?
Sorry,
Well,
Brian. This
the
could
team
turn
without
ugly.
Turbo.
That's right. Cooler at fullback. It's all good. It's all good.
Bronx.
We will beat the Broncos.
Will you? By how much?
Well, we're going to lead by...
You lead by 20 at half time.
Yeah, we'll lead by 20 at half time and win by 2. after submitting the lead at least twice.
So you'll do a Titans. Desi's Titans.
Far out. I'm only my only confusion over this team is I know that Saab and Tom are out, but Croker, I thought the head knock that he got was quite innocuous a couple of weeks ago.
He's not been named.
He's still not named.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just hang around.
So yeah, I'm actually really surprised about that, and unfortunately that means
Carl
Lawton.
Okay, Broncos for me,
Yeah,
although
yeah.
they're going to be short a few players as well.
Broncos for
So.
me. Yeah.
Titans and the Knights.
Whoa.
Titans. We're going to go Titans, I think.
I'm going to go Knights.
I'm going to go Knights.
Yep.
Sharks and the Roosters.
This is going to be a really good test for both teams, I think. And I'm tipping with my heart and going the Roosters by a very small margin.
Yeah, I'm going the Sharks. I think they've shown enough over the last couple of weeks. They came back. Now they've beaten Melbourne in Melbourne. I think maybe they're starting to get a bit of a hard edge.
I'm going to go Sharks as well.
Oof.
Sorry, Tom.
I'm sorry.
Now, before you say this next game, I want to point out the fact that Souths have not lost that Magic Round since the inception of Magic Round.
It's
So,
a time for everything, Steve.
Rabbitohs and the North Queensland Cowboys. I mean, this is a great time to be meeting the Cowboys.
Wow, what a bludger of a game this is going to be. 7:45 on Saturday, sitting back after having your dinner to watch a game of football, and this shows
There
up.
must be a good movie on.
Jacob Gagai and Alex Johnson are back.
Yeah. Where's Trell playing? Fullback?
Fullback.
Tiger, Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cows too because
Sorry.
I agree. I don't think he's a fullback.
The Bunnies will win this game.
Yeah.
Mind you, I did say that about St George last week. So, anyway, I'm going to get it right one day.
Yep.
Warriors and the Panthers.
Panthers.
Who's Jack Cole? Why is he playing 5'8"? What happened to
Because
Schneider's injured.
Schneider's got injured in reserve grade. It's the same thing.
Someone took out his leg.
Which is why you can't touch them.
Which is why we should have a rule that says
No.
they can only kick it.
Yeah, Panthers.
Yeah.
I want to say Warriors.
Yeah, I know you do, but don't.
Well, there'll be no Sean Johnson probably.
Storm and the Eels.
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're right. Johnson clock stack is at 5'8", and
Oh, really?
Martin. Yeah, and because Roger's out as well.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, Rogers
Yep.
out as well.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll go back to Panthers.
Storm.
Is Mitchell Moses in the team?
No.
He's not.
No, I think he's still a week or two away.
Yeah, okay.
And no Gutho.
I mean,
Nope.
you can't tip against the Storm, but I hate tipping them.
No, I got to go Storm. Tigers and Dolphins.
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 Yep.
And the Dragons have the bye.
Yeah. Hey, sucks, doesn't it? I get to go to Magic Round.
Gentlemen, we are going to very quickly go through. So what we're going to do for State of Origin is we're going to go through our backs. So we're only talking 1 to 7, okay, at this stage, because we don't really have much time to be able to do 3 full teams and all the discussion that goes around.
Are you going to go position by position?
Position by position.
Okay, right.
So I want your fullbacks.
Teddy.
Teddy.
Okay. Maybe this will go quicker than what we thought.
Yeah, Wings.
Why not? What's the name from Panthers?
D-bags.
Edwards.
Bags.
Edwards?
He doesn't rate him.
Why not? Because I think Teddy offers more, and there's a bit of experience there. I actually think Teddy's playing better now than he was over the last 2 years, and we picked him then.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you pick him again.
Okay. Brian, who are your wingers?
Toho and Fox.
Okay. Tom, who are your wingers?
To'o and Suwali.
Really?
I know that's controversial, but
Yeah, I'm not picking the bloke. I'm not picking the bloke who's going to rugby union. Full stop. He could be the best winger in the
Regardless of the fact
comp.
he's going to rugby union, he's not playing that well. You're not going to put him in front
he
of.
is. He's playing well.
No worries.
No, he's not.
Yeah. And you need somebody tall
Might
on
as well-
that side.
Might as well pick.
And I have. I've gone To'o and Lomax.
See, I should have said Garrick because that's just as biased as Suwali. Continuing on.
yeah,
Am I allowed my opinion?
No.
I
Not
just
when it
have to
comes
say
to
what you
Suwali.
say.
He
Can
said
you
it.
put your hand on my back?
Talk to
You
him.
stick your hand at my back, and then I'll just go.
No, when it comes to Sway,
Honestly.
that's just wrong.
Yep.
Okay, so okay.
Who are your wingers?
So we all
Lomax.
agreed
Who are
To'o.
yours?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
To'o, I've gone Lomax.
Yep.
Yep. I had Lomax, and then I changed it to Suwali.
Okay.
Centers.
Centers.
Crichton and Best.
Crichton and Latrell. Because I actually think
I-
Latrell lifts for these
I
moments.
was this close from picking Latrell, but I've actually gone
Picking
Stags and Best.
Ooh, interesting.
So you'd leave Stephen Crichton out?
Yes.
Why?
No, you got to have him.
Because I think Best is the centre at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Outside of Lomax, I actually couldn't work out whether to put Best or Lomax in the centres, but I've gone with Best. And I think Stags is playing exceptionally well as well.
So's
Good
Crichton.
defencer.
Crichton's been playing in a well-beaten team. He's been playing exceptional. Anyway,
Yep.
no problem. Continuing on.
So, Tom, who'd you go your centres?
Crichton and Latrell.
Okay. All right. Who's your 5'8"?
Burton.
I've got Hines, and if Hines is injured, Keary.
Hines isn't injured.
No.
Well,
Have
we
you-
don't know that for sure.
Hines at
He's-
5'8".
He could be injured by the time we get to Origin.
No, he won't be.
All right, so you've got him at 5'8", though.
Hines. Well, I put him in both positions with a few options.
He can't play both.
few
Yeah,
options.
we can only choose
I
one.
know, but if he
Just
doesn't get picked
put
for one,
it on the line. Who are you going to choose right now? If Origin was this week, who are you choosing?
Probably
Heinz.
Well, that's the thing is Heinz is a 7, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I put the option for Heinz in both positions depending on what happens with Moses. Okay. If Moses is okay, I'll put Heinz at 6. If Moses is not okay, I'll put Heinz at 7. Okay. I've thought about this.
Okay. Ask me who my favourite is.
Who's 5'8"?
Cody Walker.
Cody Walker. Now,
And you say I'm biased.
Man, there's a team that is anchored to the bottom of the table, and you guys have both put their players,
So who'd you-
their strike players in their
Who did you
team.
pick?
hang on.
Burton.
Burton, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I know
What
Burton's
team
great.
does Burton play for?
Oh, the team that's coming 1 point out of the 8.
Yeah, okay, it's still down the bottom.
Oh,
And,
just.
and Moses
bottom.
plays for
Stone
who?
motherless.
The big
Where are
difference.
Parramatta coming from, Moses?
Hang on, we're not talking about a halfback yet.
No, okay.
But
So ask me why.
They wouldn't be that low
No.
if Moses had been playing these last few weeks.
Cody Walker,
Oh,
seriously,
my goodness.
think
I don't-
about...
why am I bothering? Far out. That's dumber than Latrell.
You know the hard part is nobody's watching right now.
Cody Walker is a
Oh.
left-footed kicker.
Oh.
You put a right-footed halfback and a left-footed kicker and we'll win the game.
What about the fact that the bloke can't play? He's been playing busted and he's terrible out of form.
Who's your halfback?
Hines.
So I've got Moses. Moses is my choice. If Moses is out, I've got Heinz. If Heinz is out, Hastings. He's the only other option. I looked at all the clubs and I looked at all of the options, and they're either Queenslanders, New Zealanders, or they're injured. And he was the best option out of all of them. Seriously, I had a look at the teams.
The guy was in reserve grade 2 weeks ago. We're putting him in state of origin.
I think he's playing
that's
alright.
funny.
Well, hang on, he wouldn't be the first player to play State of Origin.
That's true.
He's the 6th pick.
Reserve grade.
He's my 6th pick or something.
I mean, let's be fair. We picked...
What? What are you talking about?
He's trying to think.
Come on, Stephen. You can do it.
He's just gone to... He was a boxer. He left the Dogs. He's a
Oh,
boxer at the moment.
yeah,
He wants to come
clearly
back and
Pangai
become
Jr..
boxer. Pangai Jr.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We picked him for State of Origin last
Yes,
year.
true.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't. You and I didn't. Tom
Well,
might have.
no.
I did.
Freddie did.
Freddie did.
So, Heinz
All right,
for me.
Heinz
So,
for you.
yeah, so I think I've got the team to win.
So we've got basically 2 players different.
Yeah, we've got a couple of
Yeah, and well, Tom's out there.
Okay, so how about everyone go on to
Nothing new
Facebook?
there.
Brian, when he gets home, is going to post on Facebook to
Yep.
put down your 1 to 7. That's all we want, just 1 to 7
Yep.
for State of Origin.
And
And
don't
let's-
miss the best part of the show right at the end.
Yeah, argue with us. We don't care.
Arguably the best part.
The only reason we do this show is to argue. Okay, so gentlemen, Brian, anything intelligent one in the show with?
Yeah, Cooler's going to slay the Broncos.
Single-handedly.
Single-handedly, he will show Reece Walsh what speed is.
Okay, I'm getting hungry. Tom,
5:30 Saturday night. Going to be very nervous.
why?
That's the Sharks Roosters game.
Oh,
Going to be
oh,
very
that's right.
nervous.
Souths are playing 7:30. I thought you were
Yeah,
getting worried
yeah.
for me at the moment.
No,
Okay.
can't do that.
Thank you for watching. This is From the Sidelines with Tom, Brian, and Steve, and we will do it all again next week. Bye bye.
See ya.
So, yeah.